My friend's girlfriend cheated on him, we didn't expect him to, Part 1. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. For my friend's protection, I'm just going to say his name was Jim. Today is the anniversary of the death of my best friend, Jim. Last summer he and his girlfriend were looking for jobs. I recommend to them that they apply to where I worked, I could use the company anyway. Both applied and both were hired. I trained both of them and got to know his girlfriend for the first time. After work, we would all go to the gym and work out together. I got to know his girlfriend a little more and she seemed like a good person at the time. I noticed that she had been calling out of work for a little bit but didn't really say anything because it was not my place. The gym was Jim's place of meditation, where he could work off all his stress, so it was odd to me when he started to bail on the gym over the time span of a couple days. I talked to him at work and asked him if everything was fine, but of course he did not want to open up just yet. After a few days, I asked another friend, Carl, if he had talked to Jim about anything in a while. He said he hadn't heard of anything, yet still I noticed the strange behavior. Carl and I continued to ask Jim to go to the gym with us, but with no success. He invited us to hang out for his birthday, and he was only 20 when I was 21, so I bought him some beer and brought it to his place, and we drank and played Smash Brothers all night with a bunch of friends. I noticed his girlfriend was very distant, which was not like her, especially at a party like this. The next day I got a call from Jim. He was clearly very upset. He explained to me that his girlfriend had told him she was raped. I was shocked and began to ask questions. Me, when did this happen? Where was she? Does she know who did it? Did she go to the police? Jim, yesterday. She was at this guy's house just hanging out when he came out of the bathroom with a condom on and undressed her. She didn't go to the police though. Me, wait, what? She didn't fight back or anything? Did she just let him undress her? Why was she there? Something sounds fishy here, dude. Jim, she said she was stunned and just didn't know what to do. It was some guy who works at the gym. They were hanging out because he said he could get her a job. He wanted to go over what to say during the interview. Me, wait, so we know this dude. Did she tell you his name or anything? Jim, no. I'll talk to you about it more later. I'm here at her house. So I know none of you know his girlfriend, but she's huge and would smash someone's face if anyone touched her in a way she didn't like. I told Carl about the whole thing and we came to the conclusion that something was not right about this rape. We brought Jim out to grab some food and talk. His knuckles were all bruised and bloody because he punched a tree out of frustration. We continued to talk about the subject, being careful not to upset him. The facts were not consistent from his girlfriend's end. She was not the brightest bulb after all. We brought up the possibility that she was possibly lying to him because maybe she regrets what she did. Of course our friend was in denial at the time. The next day we got a call from him. He said that his girlfriend had broken up with him and said that she was not raped, but cheated on him. This was absolutely his worst nightmare. Jim has never dated another girl in his life. Jim and his girlfriend had been dating for 5 years since high school. It was a total shock for him. We did everything in our power to distract him from the reality of what happened. We advised him not to talk to her anymore and just hang out with us because we thought it would be better for him just to focus on healing instead of being with a liar and a cheater. Against our advice, he continued to talk to her. He said that they were getting back together. He said they were going to go to couples counseling. This lasted all of one session, and after the session they mutually agreed to break up for good. Jim said he found peace. He said he was okay with the breakup and I believed him. That was the biggest mistake I have ever made. I told him that I thought he should still get some counseling to help him heal and he said he would. Yet again, it was another time I should have not believed him. Every time I talked to him, he seemed almost spacey. He deleted everything off his Instagram and left only one picture of a stream and a tree. He was choking back tears every time we talked. It was hard to find out what he had been up to or where he had been when I talked to him. But every time I reminded him I was there if he ever needed me. One day he asked if I could talk, so I went to meet him at the lake where he was hanging out. When I showed up, Carl was there too. Jim was very upset, crying and screaming in pain and frustration. He told us he hadn't stopped talking to his girlfriend. He told us that he was very upset because he felt like he was the one that caused her to cheat. Here are some of the best comments from our community. God, this is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry for you and your friend. I went through something similar. My ex cheated on me with his intern, and initially lied to me about it. Our relationship was definitely going downhill, but whenever I tried to talk about our issues, he made me believe it was all in my head and things were 100% fine. Once he finally admitted he cheated, he ended up lying for weeks on end, telling me that he loved me and the goal was to get back together and fix our relationship. He told me the other girl was a non-issue, out of the picture, and obsessive. He was just juggling us at the same time and lying to both of us to figure out who he wanted more. He became emotionally and mentally abusive, mocking me, blaming me, laughing in my face, and had no remorse. I've struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life. I am very high functioning. My ex cheating and being abusive almost broke me. I had never been that low. I couldn't eat, sleep, was vomiting, and had multiple panic attacks a day. I wanted to die. I just didn't want to exist on this planet. It was all so humiliating and I didn't want to be me. The man I thought I'd spend my future with, ended up disliking everything about me, discarding me like trash, and having no remorse while laughing about it. I'm lucky I had a good support system and therapist, but if I didn't? I don't know. Everyone thinks cheating is a black and white issue, it's not. Does it justify what she did? God no, but that doesn't make her a monster either. Nothing in this world is black and white, there are always reasons as to why people do what they did. Sometimes they're just not good ones, but that doesn't make them any less human or their suffering any less real. It's disgusting to me that someone who could do something like that to someone dares try and act as if they're legitimately hurt or a victim. I know a suicide can hurt everyone who was around the person, but I say let that woman burn in her sorrow. As far as your friend goes, that's some really tough stuff. I'm sorry to hear, from what you've said he seemed like quite the stand-up guy. Good on you for being there for him. I would think it literally meant the world to him. My incident happened around this time last year. Only a few days ago, the person I loved more than anything in the world told me to die a painful death. The person who once saved me wants me dead. I'm crushed honestly. But I'm trying hard to say to myself, there are people who do care about us and one day we will be happy within ourselves again. I cared about him so much. The healing process is the hardest, but with time we will get through it. I'm praying. She is not responsible for his choice to end his life. She did make a mistake and she will deal with that for her entire life. But she is in no way responsible for him being in a place that led him to take his life. Cheating is far more often than not a black and white issue. The gray area on this issue tends to be the province of people who hate the idea of paying the price for their actions as well as devaluing the pain caused to the person that was betrayed. Gray area morality only ever seems to be the favored philosophy of people who seek to do or identify with people doing objectively bad and harmful things. I've never seen anyone dispute black and white morality and judgment when they've done something good, helpful and praiseworthy. Funny that. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.